On ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. Chris Babb, Blake Bell here with you tonight for the 4A7 opener between Arkadelphia and Malvern. We'll start off with the girls' game. The Arkadelphia Lady Badgers come into the game with an 8-3 record. Magnolia with an 8-5 record. But Blake, none of those records matter because conference play starts tonight as these teams are beginning the conference race and trying to qualify for the 4A South Regional. None of those games matter, but you also can't put too much weight on the first game of the conference season, but you would like to get off on the right foot. You're exactly right, and I want to start off by saying very Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. January the 2nd, and everything starts fresh right here. The non-conference obviously is very, very important to any ball team in preparing, but this is what you prepare for, and this is 7-4A action at its best. And, you know, Magnolia has always had great basketball teams up and down, men's and women's, and this year no different. When Magnolia wins, they win big. They win big. And so it ought to be a shootout tonight. That's been the case in the last 3 wins, 3 of their last 4. A 35-point victory over Liberty Ilo to head into the Christmas break. Magnolia played in the Lake Hamilton tournament and faced competition a class and 2 classes above, Magnolia in the 4A7. They lost to Springdale, 6A Springdale, 6A in basketball. Of course, there's no 7A, but 6A, the largest classification in the state, 78-50, and also lost to Lake Hamilton. But this is a team, we mentioned the 35-point victory over Liberty Ilo, a 20-point victory over Maumelle, a 7-point loss to Lakeside, and a 14-point win against Hot Springs. Hot Springs and Lakeside are the only 2 comparable teams, if you want to compare records, and both teams are 1-1. Blake, when you take a look at Arkadelphia, they're coming off of a 2-1 finish at the Berryville Bobcat Invitational Tournament up in extreme northwest Arkansas. They played the 27th, 28th, and 29th. Had 2 wins in the first round, defeated Green Forest and then Clinton, and then faced a really tough Bergman team, the defending 3A state champion. Lost that game. Blake Bergman had already played 26 games going into that one. Arkadelphia, on the other hand, 8-4. It's one of those small schools that does not have volleyball. They start their season a lot earlier. Bergman, the defending state champions. And Coach Klein told me after the second game, in which they defeated a good Clinton team that's been ranked in the top 10 in Class 4A in the new poll that just came out, that he thought his team learned something about themselves. Hopefully they can learn from the Bergman game as well. But all that starts tonight. They're going to face a very different style from Bergman to Magnolia. And in you talking to Coach Klein, Magnolia is going to go as Shayla Doss goes, their senior guard. Expect to see Shayla Doss really try to penetrate and make things happen with this Magnolia offense. You're exactly right, but they're also going to be very, very physical. They're going to be a physical team. They're going to drive the basketball hard and fast. You're exactly right. Doss is going to run everything, but Atisa Johnson is going to be, she can play big inside. She can play big from the outside. She's a great streaky shooter. A lot of things that she can do. We're going to pause for just a second. I believe we're about ready for the invocation. Have the invocation, the national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Then we'll be back with the starting lineups and tip-off of Arkadelphia and Magnolia to get things going in the 4A7 conference race. All right, we are ready for the starting lineups, and first we'll give you the starting lineups for the Magnolia Lady Panthers. Don't have heights or positions, but we'll just give the Jemiah Jackson as a junior wearing number 2. Shayla Doss, Blake and I talked about Shayla Doss. She's a senior guard wearing number 3. Audrey Brewer, a sophomore wearing number 11. Tessa Johnson, the junior, big in the middle for Magnolia wearing number 12, and then Asia Martin, a junior, wearing number 20. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. Junior guard T.T. Tate, 5'1" guard wearing at number 4. Reagan Harris, a 5'11" junior forward wearing number 10. Number 11, Taylor Altman, a 5'7" junior guard forward. Zalea Jackson, a 5'8" sophomore forward wearing number 20. And rounding out the starting lineups, Anaya Ford, a 5'6" senior forward wearing number 24. Blake, when you take a look at the leaders for Arkadelphia, offensively, T.T. Tate, 11.8 points per game. Zalea Jackson, 8.8 points per game. Rebounds, you take a look at the rebounds. Zalea Jackson, 5.5. Katie Gentry comes off the bench, and she averages 4.4 points per game. The Lady Badgers have not shot very well, just over 33% on the field, 48% from the free throw line. They are averaging 52.7 points per game. But as we look at our stat sheet, on the top right corner of our stat sheet, the deflections. And the stat program that Huddle puts together has some very detailed statistics, not just the basic statistics, but almost like a next generation stats. And they talk about the deflections. We've talked a lot about that. When Arkadelphia is on defense, especially in that 1-3-1, the amount of deflections they're able to get. 14.3 deflections per game, led by T.T. Tate, Taylor Altman, and Zalea Jackson. That has led to 13.4 steals per game. They're going to have to be effective in that tonight because they're going to face a Magnolia offense that wants to push.
They are, and one of the things that Arkadelphia does do well, Chris, is they rebound the ball well. They're out rebounding on the offensive end and on the defensive end by double digits on the year so far. That's going to be very important because, like you said, Magnolia is going to drive to the basket. You want to limit them to one shot, and you do that with good rebounding.
Keisha Hill, the head coach for the Magnolia Lady Panthers. Jonathan Klein, the assistant for the head coach for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers, assisted by Mandy Stevenson-Newman. The Lady Badgers are on the floor ready to go. They will be going right to left on your screen in the road blues, Magnolia in the home whites, and we are ready to go. Taylor Altman, Zalea Jackson, Reagan Harris, Anaya Ford, and T.T. Tate, the starting 5 for Arkadelphia. Reagan Harris will jump center. Blake, we talk about, you're 8-3 coming into the game. None of that matters. You want to get a good start, but you know that you're playing one of the top teams in the conference, and so a win does not mean you're going to regional, just like a loss doesn't mean you're not going. So you just, I guess the main goal of this game is to come out, maintain the intensity that they had over the Christmas break up in Berryville, and put a solid game together.
Yeah, Magnolia is a bigger school. They're a 5A school in football. They play down in these blended conferences in basketball, but there's 5 on the floor for each tonight.
Magnolia does control the opening tip, quickly off and running. A shot up, no good. A nice offensive rebound from Shayla Doss. A lot of contact, no foul. T.T. Tate to Taylor Altman. Tate, the leading three-point shooter on the team, gets things going, in and out, no good. Reagan Harris with the offensive rebound, can't get it to go. Zalea Jackson up, no good. They're going to call a jump ball. Alternating possession will stay with Arkadelphia. First up, right off the bat, Blake, 2 offensive rebounds for the Lady Badgers.
Yeah, and that's going to be very important. You see Reagan Harris going hard onto that offensive glass. You get second and third looks when you don't shoot well. That's how you've got to do it, is get in there and get multiple shots on each trip.
Jackson's shot is no good. Doss quickly the other way. Charging foul drawn by T.T. Tate. That's the first foul on Magnolia. That's on Shayla Doss. And Blake, you and I talked about it coming down. Coach Klein told you earlier that Magnolia is going to look to push it and try to push it right to the goal. You got to stand in there and draw charges. That's exactly what Arkadelphia just did. T.T. Tate draws the first charge of the game.
Yeah, Arkadelphia no short on energy coming into this. They've had a couple of days off and they got their legs back under them. They're going to work hard and try to push the ball. They're going to need to.
Ford looked for a cutting Jackson, but she was tripped up. Doss the other way, gets the first points of the game. Shayla Doss opens the scoring, and Arkadelphia responds. Alea Jackson quickly the other way. They caught Magnolia sleeping, and Alea Jackson gets the first points of the game for the Lady Badgers. Arkadelphia in the 1-3-1. TT Tate at the top of that 1-3 run. Reagan Harris running the baseline. Fronting the post, backside is open. Anaya Ford sneaks in there, can't come up with the steal. And on the backside, that is Atessa Johnson with the basket for Magnolia.
Yeah, Anaya going to that, slashing through that passing lane. That's where those deflections come in. Not able to come up with that one.
TT with the runner, no good. Rebound to Asia Martin. Doss pulls it back out. 4-guard lineup. Doss will pull up for three. That's no good. Reagan Harris goes up for the rebound. Came down awkward on her ankle. She'll try to run that off. Backside to Ford. Jackson, baseline jumper, in and out, no good. That was a good-looking shot from Zalea Jackson. Couldn't quite get it to go, and Magnolia has the defensive rebound on the offensive end of the floor.
Katie Gentry set to come in at the next break for Arkadelphia, and there's a three-pointer from outside.
Tessa Johnson gets the three-pointer to go, in the first three-pointer of the game. She has 5 of the 7 Magnolia points. Man-to-man defense from Magnolia. Altman to Harris, up and under, shot good for Reagan Harris.
Nice move there by Reagan. She started to her right, ended up going back to her left, and had an open shot to the hole.
Still favoring that ankle, but did a nice job of fighting through it there. Jackson reaches around and knocks the entry pass at the high post away, but a foul is called on Zalea Jackson.
Gentry going to come in for Reagan Harris. No drop off in size and physicality down there. She's going to bring in, even though she's just a youngster, she'll bring in some physical play, and that's going to be exactly what Arkadelphia is going to need to stay in this one. Reagan going to get looked at by the...
Yeah, they announced the foul was on Magnolia's Asia Martin, but indeed it was on Zalea Jackson, so they make that correction. Now they're still working on something at the scorer's table, trying to figure that out. And we are ready to go. Magnolia will inbound the ball under its own basket. Now they're going to bring both coaches to the table. And Coach Hill from Magnolia in the red shirt, and Coach Klein, the head coach for Arkadelphia, in the blue shirt, being talked to by the official. And so we'll see
still no word.
No idea what that was about, but nothing else was called. Now here's a double. Now Zalea Jackson just picked up her second personal foul as Magnolia split through the double team between Altman and Jackson. It just wasn't quite tight enough. They left just enough space in there. And that foul is going to send Zalea Jackson to the bench, and Janiyah McKillian, the 5'8" sophomore forward, is going to come in, replacing Jackson, who just picked up her second 3 minutes into the game. Anaya Ford with a nice job of sneaking in from the backside and tying that one up. Alternating possession will stay with Magnolia.
Yeah, Zalea going out is not going to be good for Arkadelphia's shooting. She's second in the team in scoring.
Asia Martin has that one knocked away by McKillian. Tate knocked away, or stopped by Doss. To McKillian. McKillian picks it up in the middle of the lane, gets her first basket, and it's 7-6. Doss quickly the other way. Boy, Blake, Coach Klein nailed it. Doss is going to try to get all the way down the basket, and there's the three-pointer from the same spot, but that one was no good from Atessa Johnson. Doss's offensive rebound and a shot from deep is no good, and Arkadelphia with the ball and a chance to take the lead midway through the first quarter. Tate, corner three, good from TT Tate. The leading scorer on the team with 11.8 gets her first basket of the game. The Lady Badgers lead by 2.
Yeah, she shoots the ball as well as any Badger, actually only trailing Zuri from 3-point.
Yeah, Zuri Jones, the leading three-pointer by percentage. She only has 3 attempts, and they look for the backdoor pass, or the backside pass. It's just too strong for Magnolia. Audrey Brewer is going to take a seat. She's going to be replaced by Denasia Robinson. Robinson is another name that Coach Klein mentioned to you about, really wants to be physical down there.
Yeah, and she's going to be physical in the paint. And if she doesn't have something, she's going to take it right at you either way.
And here goes Doss, tasting it right at Arkadelphia. Nia Ford shows without fouling, gets the rebound off to Janiah McKillian. McKillian, nice outlet pass to TT Tate. Skip pass to Altman. She has the ball knocked away from her into the hands of Katie Gentry. And the basket is good. Arkadelphia with an 11-7 lead. Timeout, Magnolia. Blake, it's a good 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. That is a fantastic stretch of 2 minutes from Arkadelphia defensively, but also offensively, converting on some of those turnovers and missed shots.
Yeah, that's key to the game. Keys to the game are going to be limiting Magnolia to one shot. They're going to drive the ball, staying out of foul trouble. So far, a little bit of foul trouble. Zay's and got a couple of fouls on her. And then just keeping yourself healthy for the rest of this game, because it's going to be physical. We've already seen Reagan Harris go to the bench hobbling a little bit on a maybe a twisted ankle. So just alternating folks, keeping warm bodies and fresh souls in this game is what it's going to be key.
Reagan is back on the bench and not looking like she doesn't have the shoe off or anything like that, so she looks like she's good to go. Zelaya Jackson did pick up 2 quick fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game. Madison Hill into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Anaya Ford. Three-pointer from Robinson. She just comes into the game and makes her impact known. The second 3 of the game for Magnolia. It's back to a 1-point lead for the Lady Badgers. Hill, nice cut from Taylor Altman. It's going to stay with Arkadelphia. Altman went backdoor. Hill hit her on a nice backdoor cut with a pass. It was knocked out of bounds by Magnolia. 24 on the shot clock for Arkadelphia. Gentry double teamed. Altman to Hill. Back to Altman, and pass was too high, and now TT Tate up top. 13 on the shot clock. Gentry trying to make room at the high post. To Hill, is knocked away, and that's going to be a steal, and Shayla Doss is going to have an uncontested layup, and that will give Magnolia the lead. Shayla Doss has 4 points now and 5 quick ones on the 2 consecutive possessions for the Lady Panthers. Goodman Magnolia the lead again. Katie Gentry trying to get position in there on Asia Martin, but Martin doing a nice job of staying physical. Janiah McKillian pull up in the middle of the lane, can't get it to go. Doss with the rebound.
Yeah, and Doss going to push it again.
Yep, and there's a foul on Janiah McKillian. That's her first, the 3rd team foul against Arkadelphia.
Yeah, Doss is going to be one of those that if you're not in good position and taking good angles, she's going to run right by you, and that way, that was the case right there. Reached out and let her kind of like a defensive back losing the receiver.
Robinson, another corner 3. That was short, no good. Rebound TT Tate, 1-on-3. Goes right at the defense, shot up, no good, but a foul is going to be called on Tessa Johnson, her first team foul. TT Tate will go to the free throw line. Arkadelphia has not shot particularly well from the free throw line this season. Tate is the leading free throw shooter, 19 of 28 on the season, 68% from the free throw line for the junior guard. She's on the floor along with Madison Hill, Katie Gentry, Janiah McKillian, and Taylor Altman. Tate gets the first one to roll around and drop through. She has 4 points, and we're tied at 12.
All the ladies have retreated back to the defensive end of the court.
2 for 2 from TT. It's always fun to say. She has 5, and Arkadelphia leads again. Good first quarter of action in the 4A7 conference opener here from Panther Arena. Jemiah Jackson still in the game, just running the different set. They've really basically kind of flipped their They flipped their zone defense, their zone offense, and Doss, who had been on the right side, was on the left side that time and had the left three-pointer. That was no good. The rebound was to Janiah McKillian, and I believe that was Robinson whistled for the foul for Magnolia. Denasia Robinson gets whistled for her first foul, third team foul.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a frustration foul there.
Tate left alone for three, off the glass, no good. Doss with the board.
Doss going to push it again right at the teeth of the Arkadelphia defense.
Shayla Doss has 6 points. A 1-point lead for Magnolia. Tate does the same thing. Nice pass to Gentry. Good body control from Katie Gentry to take that pass from T.T. Tate to give Arkadelphia a 1-point lead. Robinson, corner three, no good. Rebound, Taylor Altman. Watch out. T.T. does a nice job of eluding one possible steal. Gets through traffic and pulls it back out to set up the Arkadelphia man-to-man offense. Madison Hill at the high post. Arkadelphia going high-low game. A lot of high-low. Janiah McKillian. 3 seconds in the lane on Arkadelphia. Arkadelphia doing a nice job of ball movement with the high-low game. High post to Katie Gentry down low. She passed it back out to Janiah McKillian. They got whistled for the 3 seconds in the lane. And now Magnolia has the ball, trailing by 1. Shot clock is off as we wind down things here in the first quarter. Wow, Johnson, three-pointer good. That's her second one from right there. She has 8 points, and now Arkadelphia trails by 2 and has a chance for the final shot. We're going to try to force TT to the left. She gives it up to Taylor Altman. Ball stolen away. Shot at the buzzer. Is a nice job by Tessa Johnson of trying to get that one off because she knew the buzzer was coming. And that is the end of the first quarter. Magnolia 17, Arkadelphia 15. We'll be back for the second quarter after this timeout. You're watching Arkadelphia Lady Badger Basketball on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
Welcome back to Panther Arena on the campus of Magnolia High School. Chris Babb, Blake Bell here for the 4A7 conference opener. We begin things in the second quarter. Magnolia leads 17-15. Starting the second quarter for Arkadelphia, Taylor Altman, T.T. Tate, Janiah McKillian, Katie Gentry, and Maya Green checks into the game for the first time, the guard, the sophomore guard.
Most of the shots are going to come, well, there's another steal.
Doss gets the layup to go in transition off the steal. She has 8 points. That's a 4-point lead for Magnolia. Green picks up her dribble. Back to McKillian. Altman for three. No good. Rebound to Katie Gentry. Nice under backside pass to Maya Green. She goes up and is fouled by Tessa Johnson.
Yeah, real nice pass there by Katie. She saw her streaking to the goal and delivered a little behind the back pass to her.
Second foul on Tess Johnson. She's probably going to come out. She is. She's going to be replaced by May Pascal, the senior, as that's the first player for Magnolia to have 2 fouls. Green's second free throw is good. It's Maya Green's first point of the game, and it's 19-16. Robinson, Doss, Pascal, Asia Martin, and Jemiah Jackson on the floor for Magnolia to start things here in the second quarter. Green cleans up the air ball ahead to Tate. Pull up from 17. Good for TT Tate.
Nice transition right there by TT, giving them a little bit of their own medicine. She's making it down the court and setting herself up for a really good high percentage shot.
Tate now with 7 points to lead things offensively for Arkadelphia. Robinson, a deep three, no good. Offensive rebound. A lot of contact down there. They're going to call a jump ball. Alternating possession will stay with Magnolia. Blake, Arkadelphia got caught looking on the long three-pointer. And Asia Martin snuck in there to keep that one alive.
Yeah, this is a quick game. You've got a couple of point guards that are really going to push the action.
A lot of activity there. Is a missed three-pointer from Shayla Doss. Arkadelphia had a rebound, but it was knocked away by a teammate. And then Arkadelphia and Magnolia both had a little scrum for the ball, went out of bounds. It'll stay with Magnolia. Robinson is going to be fouled by Katie Gentry.
Yeah, that last possession was missed by the officials. That was out on Magnolia. It should have been Arkadelphia ball, and because of it, they're going to commit the foul now and send Magnolia to the line.
Nasia Robinson to the free throw line for the Panthers. Misses off the back right of the rim. Arkadelphia does have the size advantage, as that one had a little sideways spin. Bounces 3 times. Asia Martin gets the rebound. Katie Gentry with the block and the defensive rebound. Green to McKillian. Barrels through Doss. Layup no good. Rebound to Pascal. Quickly ahead to Robinson, but it's too strong for Denasia Robinson. And the ball will go over to Arkadelphia. Zuri Jones set to check in at the next dead ball for Arkadelphia. Tate, Altman. I guess those are the only two that have been on the floor the entire time. Altman, nice take to the basket and the score. It's Taylor Altman's first basket of the game, and Arkadelphia is retaking the lead, but here comes Shayla Doss. Layup no good. Arkadelphia did a nice job of just showing. Green tried to get it ahead to TT Tate, but she couldn't, and Arkadelphia, fortunately, Blake, is just lucky to have the ball right now. You had a chance at a backside pass. That was a nice look from Maya Green to Katie Gentry from the left wing to the backside block. Gentry had the defender sealed. Nice hands with the catch and the putback, or the put in from the layup. And Arkadelphia leads by 3.
Yeah, I kind of want to think Arkadelphia may want to slow it down, but maybe they don't. They seem to work well in transition so far tonight.
The ball turnover, and that will go back to Arkadelphia. Zuri Jones checks into the game, replacing Janiah McKillian. That turnover be credited to Pascal. She got on the soft spot on the left side of the court and couldn't control it. Maya Green, TT Tate, Taylor Altman, Katie Gentry in there along with Zuri Jones.
Aubrey Brewer checking in for the Lady Panthers. She'll take the defense on point.
Tate, high post to Zuri Jones. Nice cut by Maya Green. Shot up, no good, but a foul. Blake, Arkadelphia really doing a nice job of cutting to the open space. They're just kind of catching Magnolia asleep on defense.
Coach Klein's done his homework, and he's got his girls prepared. Magnolia's a good team. He knows what they're going to do, what they're capable of, and Arkadelphia's doing a really good job right now getting not only good shots, but limiting the Lady Panthers to only 1 shot.
Green misses the first. That foul was credited to Jemiah Jackson. That was what went up on the board. I thought it might be Asia Martin, but indeed they did say, or they flashed, they didn't announce a foul, but they did put it up on the board to Jemiah Jackson, and that's her first. Tate flashes for the steal. Magnolia does control the ball, 18 on the shot clock.
Have 1-3.
Green weaves around, blocked shot by Taylor Altman. offensive rebound in traffic for Audrey Brewer. That was just unfortunate for Arkadelphia. It kind of fell into the hands of Audrey Brewer, her first basket, and it's back to a 1-point lead for Arkadelphia. Yeah, Katie Gentry, bless her heart, she just kind of got stuck in the wrong spot there. She was trying to help out her teammate, Zuri Jones, who had dribbled a little bit too far down to make that pass, and once Gentry caught it, she was kind of stuck. Double team there on the baseline and got called for the 3-second violation. Nice backdoor pass. Audrey Brewer on the backside, and she's fouled by Katie Gentry.
Yeah, Gentry just a little bit late on that, and some good crisp ball movement there by Magnolia, and she's a little bit late and gets the hack on the arm.
Second foul on Gentry, so foul trouble for Arkadelphia. Zalea Jackson has 2. She got those in the first 3 minutes of the first quarter. Now Katie Gentry has 2. Looks like Reagan Harris will check in after the first free throw, most likely to replace Gentry. Janiah McKillian will also check in for Arkadelphia. Don't want Jackson or Gentry to pick up that third foul before halftime. Maya Green takes a seat, and Coach Klein that's a defensive instruction substitution because he saw something on that last defensive possession that led to that backside pass. He said he mentioned it to Maya, and then he got the sub in and was able to explain on the board what he was trying to do. Arkadelphia a couple of times tonight has been the victim of that backside pass. Now we have a jump ball, and alternating possession will stay with Arkadelphia as Audrey Brewer did a nice job of ball pressure on Janiah McKillian. That's what I was saying is a couple of times we've seen Magnolia be able to hit that backside block against that zone defense from Arkadelphia.
Yeah, and Coach Klein recognized it, like you said, and he'll take care of it.
Reagan Harris's shot is off. Rebound to Magnolia. Robinson, no good. Offensive rebound and put back by Shayla Doss, the smallest person on the floor. Now is in double digits. She has 10 points to lead Magnolia. Now has a 1-point lead. Altman.
Nice drive right there by Taylor.
She has 4 in the quarter. She sneaks up behind Doss trying to get the steal, but Doss puts it in the right hand and pulls it back. Robinson, three-pointer from the corner, way too strong for everything. Altman couldn't quite get it to Tate. Nice dish from Taylor Altman. TT for 3, no good, but they got Audrey Brewer flying by with the foul, and TT Tate will go to the free throw line. And that is the first foul on Audrey Brewer. And that's one that Coach Hill's not going to be pleased with, because the three-pointer, fouling someone on a 3 is that Tate knocks her first free throw down. She now has 8 points in the game.
Yeah, TT leading in free throw percentage too. It's the wrong one to put on the line, but right there you saw two Arkadelphia Lady Badgers beat their opponent to the spot. You saw Taylor Altman beat her defender to the spot, then she delivered to TT, who had beaten hers, and because of that you get 3 free throws.
3 for 3 from TT. You don't get to say that very often. 3 for 3 from the line, and Arkadelphia now has a 4-point lead, under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. McKillian flashes for the steal, and
they're
gonna get her for a foul. She didn't like it, but Coach Klein said, hey, I'll take it. That was a hustle foul, as McKillian was about 0.25 seconds late on that one. 3 fouls on both teams here in the second quarter. Robinson's gonna try another 3. She's missed the last 4, but Magnolia with another offensive rebound, and you can't give them another opportunity. Shayla Doss now has 13 points and cuts into that lead.
It's in the scouting report, 1 shot only, and you give them 2 and they make you pay.
McKillian, Jones at the high post. .13 on the shot clock. Altman goes baseline. That ball is going to go to Magnolia. Anaya Ford back into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Zuri Jones. 27-26 is the score. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Badgers with a 1-point lead. Shayla Doss tries to take that lead back and does not. Rebound, TT Tate.
TT working real hard. She's in that 1-3-1 defense. She's guarding the 2 high.
Reagan Harris, nice cut to the middle of the basket from Reagan Harris. She gets her first basket of the quarter. Second of the game. She has 4, and the Arkadelphia lead is 3. A deep 3 from Denasia Robertson. That's off, but another offensive rebound. Doss will try from the spot. That's a no good, but another offensive rebound. That shot no good. Finally, Anaya Ford gets it, but a foul is going to be called on Magnolia. Blake, Jemiah Jackson had another offensive rebound on a wide open 17-footer. Arkadelphia, frankly, just kind of escaped on that possession, Blake.
Dodged a bullet, dodged a big bullet. You give them 2 and you're going to pay. You give them 3 and most definitely going to pay, and Arkadelphia just dodged a bullet.
Coming up on 1 minute to play. I didn't catch who that foul was on. Tate drives to the middle of the lane, can't get it to go. Reagan Harris almost with the offensive rebound. Tate flashes, can't get it. Doss is on the run, kick out. Robertson lost it, or she would have tried another 3. That shot's way too strong. Man, give credit to Doss for an offensive rebound and then another one.
Yeah, starting out work Arkadelphia on the glass. Some unfortunate bounces, but good hard work there by the Lady Panthers.
The offensive glass has been friendly to Magnolia. McKillian drive, that's going to be on the floor. They say not on the shot, but I believe that's going to be the 5th foul on Magnolia. So Janiyah McKillian will go to the free throw line. That foul was on Jemiah Jackson. That's her second. And our short 1 foul on my scorebook here because I didn't catch who the foul was on when Anaya Ford got the rebound. Janiyah McKillian knocks down the free throw for Arkadelphia. I mentioned Lady Badgers right around 50% from the free throw line. Janiyah McKillian 63% on the season. This is the second one.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
About shooting free throws well tonight. Arkadelphia is shooting free throws well. Oh, push off right there.
Doss
wow.
Weaves through traffic. No good. A rebound to Anaya Ford. Altman. TT Tate ahead to Reagan Harris. Wide open at the buzzer, but can't get it to go. She was in that weird spot of being right in front of the basket instead of going to the left and using the backboard or the right. She had the awkward, that's got to be one of the weirdest shots in basketball from 3 feet right in front of the basket and couldn't get to go, and you had the buzzer to worry about.
That's one of those horse shots that you shoot in the backyard.
That's right.
That nobody else can make.
That's
is
right.
That right in front of the goal. Arkadelphia, a lot of effort in the first half. You've got to see that again in the second half. Limiting, you know that they're going to drive the basketball. You know that Magnolia's going to drive the basketball. Limit them to 1 shot. Get in there, work that glass, and then control your shots for a good high percentage on the other end. We've done it so far. They're leading a really good team by 2 here at the break.
Arkadelphia leads by 2 at halftime. We'll hear from Arkadelphia boys head coach Garrett Garner, but we'll take a break. We'll take a break first. You're watching Arkadelphia Lady Badger basketball on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. We'll be back after this timeout.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Welcome back to Panther Arena, where they're having a few scoreboard issues, as you can probably hear in the background, but we'll go on nevertheless. Chris Babb here with Norman Dale, head coach of the Hickory Hoosiers. At least that's what he was last week, but Garrett Garner, the head coach of the Arkadelphia Badgers. Coach Garner, thanks for joining us. I texted you after the Berryville tournament, said, man, you look like Norman Dale with 6 guys out there. I was just waiting for Ollie to come in the game. But first, let's talk about the Berryville tournament, then we can turn our attention. 2-1 with a short roster because of sicknesses. Only were able to take a limited number up, but I know you had to be proud of your guys and the way they fought with limited numbers at Berryville, going 2-1 in that tournament.
Yeah, you know, we obviously proud. We kind of joked after we got back we'd probably write a book on that experience at some point in time, just because it seemed like every game, every day there was something that came up, but nothing to take away from our kids. They never made an excuse. And as I told Coach Ware, too, we kind of had to earn our money a little bit. Every game we made different adjustments to try to give us the best chance to win. And that's what we're here to do. And these kids, they bought into what we were selling and went out and executed and came away with a third-place victory.
I know that those tournaments before the conference season starts are important for coaches. What is the value of one of those, playing a post-Christmas tournament before you come into a game? I guess one of the values is just keeping from going from 2 weeks without a game. Yeah,
that's one of the biggest things. And also you kind of get to that point where you're right at the end of your, quote, non-conference season, and you're really trying to figure out maybe your last part of your rotations and things like that you're looking to. It gave us a chance to play a couple of guys during that tournament that we normally, haven't gotten to play as much, and for certain, reasons and things like that. But it allowed us to start gelling a little bit more, and so we like to do it. And honestly, just to say, there's a lot of people that do it. And so they do it for that same reason. Some of them will play single games. Some of them play in these classics. We decided to go to a tournament, and we're going to continue to do that every year because it's going to make us better for conference.
Let's move into talking about the 4A7 conference. Of course, you start tonight at Magnolia, return home on Friday. This is a conference that's tough. Magnolia has been tough, and they have a different group from somewhat that you may realize or remember from a couple years ago. Is still a very talented Magnolia boys team, 8-1 on the season. That loss was to Lake Hamilton, one of the top 5A teams in the state, and overall also. But what do you expect tonight from the Magnolia Panthers?
Well,
a lot of size and length.
Yeah, they're definitely one that they reload. They have a really good sophomore class that went undefeated in junior high, and they've got some key returners. Number 22 and 34 both have our attention tonight. 34's got a lot of size, and they in that Lake Hamilton game, even though that was their loss, they were down by 20 at halftime, came back and tied the game with 40 seconds to go, and Lake Hamilton hit a prayer 3 from the corner to win that one. So they easily could be 9-0 right now, but Coach Lindsay does a really good job. This group is not as I would say not as polished as what he used the word, not my word, his word, but he said they're not as polished right now because they are young. But I can tell you right now, playing at home, they are the team to beat in our conference until somebody else does, and we're looking forward to the challenge tonight.
You mentioned the size, Junior Williams. You mentioned number 34, 6'5", Drayden Ford, number 23, 6'4". Just looking out there is some size. And what have you taught to your team, and what are some of the things that you prepared your team for tonight, both offensively and defensively?
Yeah, so from a defensive perspective tonight, we're going to be engaged a lot with 22. He's got the green light to shoot it just about any time that he catches it with a little bit of space. Our attention is obviously to pack it in a little bit on 34. We're going to try to do a good job of fronting him and backing him tonight, and we're going to play some zone, mainly because they don't shoot it particularly as well. The numbers will. Now, they may throw everything off the wall tonight and go in, but for us, it's going to be more about limiting their second and third chance opportunities. Offensively, we can't be afraid to attack. We've got to be the aggressor, but we've got to be under control. We can't allow quick shots or bad shots to lead to transition easy points for our opponents. And our losses, that's kind of the common denominator, that we've either forced some shots and allowed teams to get out. And we have one thing that we look at a lot after games, and that's transition baskets. If we win the transition game, a lot of times we're going to win the ball game. And so tonight, be patient on offense, making sure that we're getting the best shot possible. And you're going to see a lot tonight where we're going to put James Elgis more in the middle of the floor, about the free throw line, and we're going to play through him a little bit more and force their defense to kind of collapse in just a little bit more on him, and that'll free up some shooters.
I would imagine that foul trouble is something you've got to stay away from too, which is also probably some of the reasons for his own. But the depth of this Magnolia team is something that benefits Coach Lindsey, because he can just keep going and going, putting different guys out there.
Yeah, and we've been talking more about playing without our hands. That's been an emphasis this year with officials, and putting your hands on the other team, and they're going to call touch fouls, and so we've got to do a good job. But we can prevent that. We're not going to leave it in the officials' hands. We've got to make sure that we're playing good fundamental defense, and as the ball moves, we've got to be moving. And as we do that, we have a tendency to be pretty successful.
All right. Garrett Garner, thanks for joining us. The head coach of the Arkadelphia Badgers takes his time out to join us at halftime. 30-28, Lady Badgers lead Magnolia as we have about 2.5 minutes left at halftime. We'll take a break. Blake Bell will be back with me as we talk things up and get ready for this third quarter. You're watching Arkadelphia Lady Badger basketball on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
While you may not be a pediatric surgeon volunteering your topiary talents at a children's hospital, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisor gets to know you, your passions, and the way you give back, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Bats and Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you. Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
Well, welcome back to Panther Arena. Chris Babb, Blake Bell, as we get ready to start things up in the third quarter. Let's take a look at the scoring leaders for both teams. Arkadelphia led by T.T. Tate with 10. Reagan Harris and Taylor Altman each had 4. Katie Gentry with 6 points for Arkadelphia. Janiyah McKillian with 3. And Zalea Jackson with 2. Shayla Doss led the way for Magnolia with 13 points. Tess Johnson with 8. 3 points for Denasia Robinson. 2 each for Audrey Brewer and Asia Martin. Foul trouble for Arkadelphia. 3 players with 2. They're only whistled for 6 fouls in the first half, but all 6 of those came from 3 players. 2 for Zalea Jackson. 2 fouls on Janiyah McKillian, 2 fouls on Katie Gentry. And now they are calling the players back to the bench. They're probably heard it during the break. We heard it during our first commercial break. You probably heard it some with Coach Garner's interview. They're having some buzzer issues, which means they've had some issues with the scoreboard, and they're still trying to get those figured out now. Blake, your thoughts on what Arkadelphia needs to do, maybe needs to correct or continue in this second half?
Well,
Oops.
Well, I think
there we go.
I think they did a really good job with their energy. They let a few offensive rebounds get away from them on the Magnolia end. You saw Doss get in there. She's quick. She kind of sneaky in that paint. She got in there and got a couple of defensive or offensive rebounds that Arkadelphia just cannot happen. What they are doing well, though, is they are moving the ball well in transition. You're seeing a lot of quickness from T.T. Tate, Taylor Altman, getting the ball down, getting the defenders out of position on the way down, and getting some good high percentage shots. Down low, Katie Gentry doing a fine job. She got whistled for 3 seconds a couple of times. I think Coach Klein will take that with the effort he's getting down there. Like to see Reagan Harris spell her and get a little bit more when she's in the game. She's great at rebounding. But Arkadelphia has got to keep that intensity. Main thing is you can't give up more than one shot per possession.
It will be Lady Panthers ball to start things off. The same starting five that started the game for Arkadelphia. Actually, it's not. Taylor Altman, Reagan Harris, Zalea Jackson, T.T. Tate, and then Maya Green gets to start in the third quarter. 4 of the 5 starters are the same for Magnolia, as they'll have Doss, Robinson, Martin, Audrey Brewer, and Jemiah Jackson. 1-3-1. The entire first half for Arkadelphia. They start the third quarter the same. Already you can see the backside of that zone defense from Arkadelphia paying a lot more attention to the backside, as we saw a lot of backside passes. Robinson was not shy in the first half, but another second offensive rebound for Magnolia here in the first possession of the third quarter. Tie ball after that one, and it'll be Arkadelphia basketball. They escaped again, Blake. We said it in the first half. Arkadelphia escaped that possession without Magnolia scoring. You gave up two more offensive rebounds.
Well, not good position on that first rebound. The second rebound was just a long rebound that hit front iron, and not a lot you can do with that. But you've got to limit them to one shot per possession.
Good looking motion offense using the ball screens from Arkadelphia. Zalea Jackson back in the game, has the ball knocked away from her by Denasia Robinson. Robinson drives right to the basket, shot up, no good. Gets her own rebound, and that's blocked by Reagan Harris, and it'll stay on this end of the floor as Magnolia.
Reagan just a little bit late getting down. I wonder if that ankle may be bothering her a little bit.
Robinson forced that one, and it goes right into the hands of a teammate. Offensive rebound for Magnolia, and Reagan Harris whistled for a foul.
Right in that back door again. Arkadelphia's got to block out better on the backside.
Reagan Harris whistled for her first personal foul. Asia Martin to the free throw line for Magnolia, had 2 points in the first half.
Yeah, Coach Klein's not going to like that. That's something that they tried to correct in the first half, and it seems to be rearing its ugly head again, and that's that not sealing off that backside and giving up a cheap offensive rebound.
Fortunate again to get the ball on that one, as you have the offensive rebound on the free throw.
Magnolia just working a little bit harder on the glass here to start this second half.
Magnolia went full man-to-man defense in the first half, and they start the third quarter the same way. The ball rolling around like a bowling ball. Robinson catches it, collects it, and how in the world did that go in? Give credit to Denasia Robinson for getting up to catch that ball without traveling. Maya Green the other side for three. Good looking three-pointer shot from Maya Green. Her first field goal of the game. She has 4 points. Only other point came on a free throw. And Arkadelphia lead is at 2, and there's a turnover as Tess Johnson couldn't quite control that pass as she was at mid-post. Just went right off of her hands.
One of the things that
Arkadelphia.
Excuse me, Chris. One of the things that Reagan Harris brings into the game is she's going to put a body on those offensive players. Even though she may not be reaching with her hands, she's going to put that big, tall frame to where they can't get to it.
Doss strips it away from Altman. She goes the other end. Nice job by Maya Green of showing without fouling, but Doss is able to get around. As we fix the score now, we're tied at 33. Doss, now there's another steal. 2-on-1, Tess Johnson. 3-on-1 now, dishes off to Robinson, layup good. And Denasia Robinson now has 4 points in the third quarter, 7 for the game. And Magnolia with a 2-point lead. Nice ball movement from Arkadelphia. Can't get it to go, but that was nice passing. T.T. Tate to Zalea Jackson. The defense collapsed on her, and she found Harris on the backside. And that foul was called on Shayla Doss, her second.
Harris's first time to the line. Got to hit those.
Knocks the first one down. Harris now with 5 points in the game. Tate leads the way with 10. Harris off the front of the rim. Martin with the rebound, and now Doss will bring it up for the Lady Panthers. Not a lot of movement from Magnolia in this zone offense. Robinson, corner three, good. Robinson had 3 at halftime. She has 11 now. 10 now. Harris goes to the line and a foul. It's either going to be on, they're going to call that one on Asia Martin. That's her first personal foul. Well, yeah, now they correct. I saw him do 2-0, so now that is on Martin. That's her second personal foul. Harris knocks the first one down. Now with 6 points. Katie Gentry comes into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Zalea Jackson. Harris can't get the second one to go. But Magnolia with a ball and a 3-point lead. I'll need to change my, there we go. Now Magnolia 38, Arkadelphia 35, and quickly a three-pointer for Jemiah Jackson, and the lead is 6 quickly. That's probably the largest lead Magnolia has had today.
Yeah, it is, and they're working the half-court set a whole lot more. TT.
Yeah, TT had Reagan Harris on the baseline. Harris was standing there, and then she cut back door just about the time Tate was ready to pass, and so Tate tried to stop her momentum, couldn't do it. And the turnover will give the ball to the Lady Panthers. They have a 6-point lead. Skip pass, Robertson. Wow, that foul on Reagan Harris. That's a tough one to go against Reagan. That's her second. Robinson might have gotten away with a little shuffle on the ball fake. And then as she landed, Harris was there. Kind of wrong place, wrong time for Reagan Harris. Zalea Jackson comes into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Maya Green. Madison Hill back into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Reagan Harris. Oh for 2 from Robinson, but Arkadelphia gets the rebound. Taylor Altman dribbles the ball up the floor. Hill on the right wing looking at Katie, but she forced that one. And a steal the other way, and crazy looking shot. Robinson gets that one to go. And Blake Denasia Robinson has 9 points in the third quarter.
Yeah, and she's sneaky fast too. She's getting up and down the court in a hurry and moving it. She's doing a great job of moving herself into position.
Offensive rebound to Arkadelphia, 2 of them, but they can't get it to go. Shayla Doss goes right at Tate. Tate tried to stop the ball, but it was a little bit too far under the goal. And just like that, the Magnolia lead is 10. Definitely the biggest lead of the night. Jackson's three-pointer no good. Rebound Jackson. 3-on-1, 4-on-1. Layup no good. Madison Hill got a hand in there and forced the missed shot.
Now Arkadelphia needs to take a minute, and it looks like Coach is going to get
Coach
a timeout.
going to take a timeout. Not a bad timeout there after they got it. It's a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. Magnolia with a strong first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and has given the Lady Panthers a 10-point lead. We'll be back with more Arkadelphia Lady Badger basketball after this timeout on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
Locally owned and operated since 2008, Sheffield Music has a wide variety of products for those interested in guitar, bass, drums, sound systems, DJ gear, lighting, and vintage vinyl. Contact us for live sound and lighting services, or give us a call for one-on-one lessons, or stop by to see our band instruments and supplies. We also have a great selection of gift items by Dr. Squatch, Soberdough, Good Southerner, and many others. Sheffield Music in downtown Arkadelphia is the one place to go for all of your musical needs. Call 870-230-1733 or visit SheffieldMusic.com.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud to sponsor this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit one of our Arkadelphia locations, located at each I-30 exit, or our new Tiger Mart store, located on 10th and Pine in Arkadelphia. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say, "Go Badgers."
Chris Babb with Blake Bell here from Panther Arena, Magnolia High School, where the Arkadelphia Badgers led 30-28. But it is a 17-5 advantage in the third quarter for the Magnolia Lady Panthers, and that's given Magnolia the 10-point lead. Madison Hill on the baseline, double team, stolen away by Doss. Doss outruns Zalea Jackson, layup good. Doss now with 19 in the game. And the lead is 12. Jackson goes right to the hole. A foul is going to be called on Denasia Robinson. That's going to be her second. And Zalea Jackson will go to the free throw line.
No, I don't think Arkadelphia is getting out. I don't think they're getting out hustled. They're just making some poor decisions. They're not passing through clean passing lanes, and they're just getting a lot of cheap turnovers.
Denai McKillian will check in for Arkadelphia, replacing Madison Hill. Zalea Jackson gets her first point since the first quarter. She has 3 now. She did have to exit the game in the first quarter with 2 quick fouls. Can't get that one to go.
Still really no foul trouble for either team. Everyone that's on the floor for Magnolia has a couple. 3 on the floor for Arkadelphia with a couple, and 2 with no fouls on the court for Arkadelphia. TT Tate has been on the ball all night, and she's not picked up a foul yet.
Magnolia going to milk some clock here. Robinson goes baseline, shot up good. Didn't cut the baseline off. And that allowed Robinson to go to the basket. Now a foul is going to be called on Denasia Robinson. That's going to be her third.
Yeah, a lot of hands right there. She's got a hold of Arkadelphia. She's got a lot of. If she were an offensive lineman, she'd have a whole lot of jersey.
It'd be
a lot of holding calls.
10-yard penalty. Replay the down. Zalea Jackson. Kick out to Taylor Altman for 3. Good for Taylor Altman. And Blake, I tell you what, Arkadelphia really needed that basket.
Yeah, they do. They need to stop here.
Oh, Taylor set up for the charge. Oh, that's a set shot from 3-point range. No good. And that's going to be Arkadelphia's basketball.
A good break right there for the Lady Badgers. And I think
he's going to change his mind.
Just got talked out of it by the staff. Yeah. Looks like they're from Magnolia, so changed his call.
And Blake, I'm going to count it up. 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points in the quarter for Denasia Robinson.
Yeah, I'd say you probably need to get on her.
Kick out Altman, another 3, too strong. Rebound Katie Gentry. Kick out Zalea Jackson for 3, no good. That's going to be a foul on Shayla Doss. That's her third, as Altman was there in position. And that's the 5th foul on Magnolia, and so it'll be 2 free throws for Taylor Altman.
Shayla Doss does not know she is 5'3".
No, she does not.
She plays like she's 6'3", and that time it cost her as she went over the back.
Altman knocks the first free throw down. Taylor Altman with 4 at halftime, 4 in the quarter. She now has 8 points. TT Tate with 10 has not scored in the third quarter. 6 for Reagan Harris, 8 for Altman, 4 for Maya Green, 3 for Zalea Jackson, 3 for Janiyah McKillian, and 6 for Katie Gentry. Boy, Reagan Harris gets that, her hands on that one. I think Doss might have stood up with the ball on that one.
Yeah, it sure looked like a couple of travels.
And now Magnolia will hold it. Arkadelphia goes to a, nice step under from Shayla Doss. That was a good move. Shayla Doss has 8 points in the quarter, 21 in the game, and Arkadelphia almost has that pass stolen. Jackson at the 3 off the glass, no good. And that is the end of the third quarter. So strong third quarter from Shayla Doss and Denasia Robinson have given Magnolia a 14-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. You're watching Arkadelphia Lady Badger basketball, and we'll be back after this timeout.
Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler says, "Go Badgers!" Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
We welcome you back to Panther Arena. Happy New Year. January 2nd, 2024. Chris Babb here with Blake Bell as the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers had a 2-point lead at halftime, but outscored by 16 points by Magnolia there in the third quarter. 10 points for Arkadelphia in the quarter, and a slew of points from Magnolia, mostly coming from Denasia Robinson and Shayla Doss.
Yeah. Arkadelphia needs to pick it up a little bit here. 17 points for Robinson, and she's continuing to go to work here in the quarter.
A 26-point third quarter for Magnolia, and Robinson picks up where she left off. Blake, I normally don't add points up in quarter. I'm going to have to for Denasia Robinson. 3, 6, 14 points in the third quarter for Denasia Robinson. She gets the old-fashioned three-point play. She's got 20, and it's a 17-point lead for for Magnolia. Jackson's pass from McKillian, can't get the layup to go, and then on the rebound, a foul is going to be called on Zalea Jackson. That's her third personal foul. So 3 fouls on Zalea Jackson and Janiyah McKillian, 2 each on Reagan Harris and Katie Gentry. Those are the only fouls for Arkadelphia. Foul trouble for Magnolia, really not a lot. Shayla Doss and Denasia Robinson with 3, but Arkadelphia sure could use for those 2 to pick up a couple more, Blake.
Wow, it sure would. You know, Coach Klein, I talked to Coach Klein before the game, and he said this about, Doss. He said she's super fast and a dangerous transition player. She is absolutely that. And Robinson is a driver and streaky from outside, and she's been on a hot streak. I don't know about streaky shooting, but she's definitely these two young ladies that put the team on their back tonight.
Arkadelphia switched to a man before the end of the break. And time, Tess Johnson was able to pick up a foul. That foul was whistled and given to Reagan Harris, and I'm incorrect. That's the 4th on Reagan Harris, so Reagan's going to have to come out. Katie Gentry comes in for Reagan Harris. Anaya Ford into the game for Arkadelphia, replacing Janiah McKillian.
Yeah, the wheel's kind of falling off a little bit now. 19-point advantage for the home Lady Panthers. Arkadelphia going to have to take some chances here, and that's not what you want to see.
Tess Johnson with the steal. Layup no good, but a foul on Anaya Ford. It's her first personal foul. And Tess Johnson back to the free throw line. 4 fouls already on Arkadelphia in the first 57 seconds of the 4th quarter. So Blake, the rest of the way, Magnolia is going to the free throw line on every foul.
Yeah, and it looks like they're not going to miss a lot. They've done a good job at the line tonight.
It does not bode well for the length of the game. Tate from Altman. Tate runner on the baseline, no good, and a foul on Magnolia. That's going to be on Jemiah Jackson. That's her 3rd personal foul. And now T.T. Tate to the line for Arkadelphia. Tate had 10 points in the first half, held scoreless in the 3rd quarter, and that first free throw is off the front of the rim. Knocks the second one down, does T.T. Tate. Arkadelphia back to the 1-3-1. They're going to extend it out a little bit. Almost forced a turnover. Blake, we talked at the outset about the deflections. Arkadelphia, as we have a timeout, Magnolia. We'll see if it's a 30 or a full before we decide what we're going to do. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Blake, we talked at the outset of tonight's broadcast about the deflections. Arkadelphia averaging just over 14 deflections. I haven't been keeping tally of those tonight, but if there have been deflections tonight, they've been in the interior of that zone defense towards the baseline. We've not seen a lot of the deflections up top like we have seen in a lot of Lady Badger games, and that's because Shayla Doss and her 2-guard front have done a nice job of keeping the ball away from Arkadelphia.
Yeah, you can tell Doss she checks those passing lanes. She has quick vision. She's able to make sure there's no one in those passing lanes. She's just done a good job. She's limited those deflections, which turn into turnovers, steals. Main thing right now is that they're getting better looks than Arkadelphia in this entire second half. They're just putting themselves in a better position for higher percentage shots. Arkadelphia has made a lot of trips down the court, Chris, that they're not even getting a shot off.
I don't know why they sent both teams back to the – well, we only have 2 officials. Our 3rd official had to leave the floor for a second, but they've not said anything to Coach Klein about what we're doing.
Well,
probably want to tell the coach what's going on.
Everyone trying to get back into the groove here. Arkadelphia students will start back to school on Thursday, the 4th. Then they'll be back at home against DeQueen on the 5th, Friday night. Both these Badgers and Lady Badgers will be back at Arkadelphia for their first home game. And you can tell by the crowd here tonight, the students are not here in much force. There's a few in the end down here, but for the most part, most of those students enjoying their last couple of days at home.
Yeah, I believe in talking to Dan Gregory, the play-by-play voice for Magnolia. Magnolia is not in school either. Arkadelphia will return to school Thursday, and we'll crank the second semester back up. This is we're not planning on having this break, but I believe what the delay is that our 3rd official had to take a break.
Well, it happens.
Hope he's okay.
Could be a number of things. Hopefully not an injury or any health related, but sometimes nature calls. Sometimes you have a contact.
I can think of a few options. I can think of option 1, 2, 3, 4.
He may have just wanted to go get a hot dog. You know, that's one of those nights that you're coming off of a couple of holidays here where you're eating right, and it's getting on into the dinner time hours. Maybe he needed some nachos.
If it was New Year's Day, I could have said he could have been out too late celebrating on New Year's Eve, but regardless.
Well, I hope your New Year's was as good as ours. We got our traditional black-eyed peas, and so I feel like it's going to be a good year.
It is. It's been good so far. It's been a day and a half into it. I guess we're almost finished with the second day.
It's always a great day to be a Badger. Sometimes it's
the wrestling teams were in action, and as you can tell, we're trying to think of things to say, so we just don't have to sit there quiet, although some people would probably like that. Now we're ready.
Here he comes.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go. But the wrestling teams wrestled at the Bauxite meet on Saturday and had some good finishers. Faith Howerton won her class. Ryan Rogers won hers, and Dee Dee Buckley, new wrestler, finished second place in her weight class in her first ever wrestling meet.
Congratulations to the Arkadelphia wrestlers. Popular program.
All right, back to action. 20-point lead for Magnolia. Shayla Doss takes a tumble in the middle of the lane. Ball stolen away by Katie Gentry. Doss, now they're going to give a timeout to Magnolia. That was going to be Arkadelphia's ball, but a timeout is granted to Magnolia. They don't have any 30s left, so it's a full timeout, and we'll take it. He needs it, and we do too. We'll be back after this timeout on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Back to action. All 3 officials are with us as well, and so we will get things going. Magnolia's ball after the timeout. 1 timeout left for Magnolia. Quickly off the 3-point of the offensive rebound. Shayla Doss, no good. Another offensive rebound. Robinson, that's off to the right. Another offensive rebound for Magnolia, and Blake, that has been the story of the night.
Well, Magnolia, at least the second half, and that's been the Achilles heel right now for Arkadelphia. They're just getting out rebounded. And a good team like this, you just can't give them multiple opportunities.
Zaya Sanders into the game for Magnolia, kicks back out, shot is up, no good. Nice outlet pass, Gentry to Tate. To Zalea Jackson. Thought Zalea was going to try to hit that layup, but couldn't get it. Now Arkadelphia gets the benefactor of an offensive rebound. Altman backside to Zalea Jackson. Gets the basket to go, and a timeout, Arkadelphia. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. Back after this timeout on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
While you may not be a pediatric surgeon volunteering your topiary talents at a children's hospital, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisor gets to know you, your passions, and the way you give back, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
Back to action here from Magnolia. Coach Klein called a timeout. Put a little pressure on. Try to force the issue. Arkadelphia with the 1-1-2-1 pressure. Tate and Altman. Magnolia Sanders gets it. Jackson to Doss, and a foul on Zalea Jackson. That is her 4th personal foul.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Magnolia breaks the press, and right then they barely able to break it. Good pressure by Arkadelphia, but good movement down the court, spreading things out for Magnolia.
1 for 2 from the line for Shayla Doss. That's her first point of the 4th quarter. 22 on the game unofficially. Jackson's 3, no good. Taylor Altman can't get the putback to go, but a foul on Sanders on the backside, or underneath. That's the first foul on Sanders, and Taylor Altman to the free throw line for Arkadelphia.
Yeah, good position there by Taylor. Worked herself into a good backside rebound position. She'll get a couple of shots.
TT Tate will come in. Seen Arkadelphia retreat on the offensive end of the free throw, but TT is going to stand in there so she can go ahead and set up the pressure. Altman knocks the second one down. She has 9 points now. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Doss doing a good job breaking the pressure. She's going to set it up high now and burn some clock. 15 on the shot clock.
Arkadelphia flashes for the steal, can't get it. Baseline, Jackson, skip pass, or pass to the high post, and that was a nice look from Arnold to Sanders, and the shot is no good. Anaya Ford with the rebound.
Yeah, they didn't get the shot, but they did exactly what they wanted to do, and that's run the shot clock all the way down on the possession.
Harris shot no good. Zalea Jackson with the rebound, and she's fouled from the back by Tess Johnson. And Jackson will go to the free throw line for Arkadelphia.
Well, you know Coach Hill of the Lady Panthers wants to get those shots to go, but she, with an 18-point lead, she'll be more than happy to run that shot clock all the way down on the possession from here on out.
One for 2 from the line for Zalea Jackson. 6 points on the night. And Blake, unfortunately for Arkadelphia, been to the free throw line a lot tonight, but it just seems like it's been 1 out of 2 most of the times. TT Tate did have a 3 for 3 effort when she was fouled on a three-pointer, but more often than not, Arkadelphia has not been able to get 2 of those free throws to go down in most of their trips to the line. Doss dribbles through the three-pointer from the corner. Tess Johnson, no good. Tie ball, alternating possession. Will give the ball to Arkadelphia.
Arkadelphia going to have to do 3 things really, really well. They're going to have to get some turnovers. They're going to have to hit their free throws, and they're going to have to take quick possessions here to get back in this one.
Altman goes in, has it knocked away out of her hands. Tate thought about the 3. Nice closeout by Jackson. Altman backside, and she's going to be held by Denasia Robinson on that backside. Denasia Robinson now has 4 personal fouls. Reagan Harris had her pinned. She has the size advantage, and so this should be 2 free throws. 2 free throws. 2 free throws?
No, it's only 4.
My fault.
Yeah, that was their fourth.
Sure needed it to be because
This one will be a shooter.
Yeah, Magnolia is able to steal the inbounds pass.
Arkadelphia picked up their fifth foul
Really
early.
Yeah,
in
it was
the quarter.
7:03. I think it was 57 seconds.
Yeah, they had 4.
Yeah. Oh, there is a foul on Taylor Altman as she was going for the pass and just got a little bit too much of Jemiah Jackson. That's the first foul on Altman. Jackson to the free throw line for Magnolia. Flat shot there from Jackson, but she's able to get it to sneak over the rim. Her third point of the game. All of those have come in the second half.
Almost looks like she's throwing a medicine ball.
Yeah.
She got them both to go.
Doesn't really matter what it looks like as long as they go in, and they have gone in a lot tonight for the Lady Panthers. Altman shot up, no good, but a foul, and that's going to be on Tess Johnson as she kind of looks at the official and nods her head in approval. And that's the fourth foul on Johnson. So now 4 fouls on Tess Johnson, 4 fouls on Denasia Robinson. Arkadelphia just needed that to happen at 2:58 of the third quarter. Denasia Robinson, 6 points in the first half, 14 points in the third quarter alone. Altman knocks the free throw down. She now has 10 points. Timeout Arkadelphia. And we'll take it with them. 18-point lead for the Lady Panthers, and we'll be back after this timeout on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Chris Babb, Blake Bell here from Panther Arena at Magnolia High School, 64-46. The Lady Panthers with an 18-point lead. Blake, this was a 2-point lead for Arkadelphia in the third quarter. You and I were talking during the break. Not exactly the number, but I would bet it was a 12-0 run or something like that for Magnolia in the third quarter that kind of provided the separation. They got up, went back and forth. Arkadelphia lost the lead and then took it back. But it was a strong 3 or 4 minute stretch from the Lady Panthers that really kind of put this one away and forced Arkadelphia to start playing catch up.
Yeah, some sloppy play there in that third quarter, some bad passes. You want to make a fair number of passes, but you almost feel like at some point there was maybe one too many passes Arkadelphia had as they just couldn't get the shot they wanted. And it ended up costing them that, at least, like you say, at least that 12-0 run.
Second free throw is good as well, 64-47. Arkadelphia comes away with the steal. Zalea Jackson with the ball. Almost drug the pivot foot. And that's going to be a foul on Tess Johnson. That's going to be her 5th. And so now Reagan Harris will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Tess Johnson finishes the night with 11 points, 8 in the first half, 3 in the fourth quarter. 11 points for Tess Johnson as she fouls out and replaced by May Pascal. Sometimes it's good to cheat off of the hometown announcer when you're not sure of how to pronounce a name.
There you go.
May Pascal. Reagan Harris knocks the first free throw down.
I bet you got the May right.
I did get May right. M-A-Y. I don't think I could have screwed that well very easily. 2 for 2 from Reagan Harris. Doss goes all the way up, layup good. Didn't stop the ball. And Shayla Doss with 24 points now. Tate for three. That's off to the right. Rebounds Alea Jackson. Put up good. Put back is good. Alea Jackson now with 8 points. Dosh dribbles through the Lady Badgers again, and now she's going to, rather than going to the basket, pull it back out to Pascal, to Denasia Robinson. 15 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Doss is quick. She's quick, but she's also patient. Almost getting it, coming up with the steal.
Robinson runs the shot clock down and drives to the left broken elbow, gets the basket to go. Zalea Jackson too strong. Reagan Harris with the putback is good. And we are at 1:20 to go. The lead is 15. Pascal has it knocked out of bounds by Taylor Altman.
Yeah, a little too late.
They reset the shot clock. And so the official on the near side who's walking towards our camera caught it, put it back at 27 seconds. Good catch by that official. Doss gets around, layup good.
You know, once Doss gets through that second level, she's so quick and so crafty that she gets under the Badger defenders that are posted up for the
Reagan Harris with another basket. 6 points in the quarter for Reagan Harris. 43 seconds left. Doss tried to save that one from going out of bounds, but she stepped on the sideline as she was trying to, before she jumped in the air to save it, and ball will go to Arkadelphia.
Lady Badgers will live to fight another day. They're a good basketball team. They're gonna work on this, work on the things that they did not do well. You know, Coach Klein's gonna correct it. Long season. They'll be at home on Friday night against a DeQueen team that's probably not going to fare as well in the season as what these Lady Panthers are. This is a good basketball team,
yep.
Chris. Good basketball town.
Yep. Zalea Jackson to the free throw line off the front of the rim. No good, and we'll believe Arkadelphia might not foul again. 0 for 2 from the line. Arkadelphia is still going to pressure. Just don't foul, and then you can get away. Well, you're going to force a turnover, and the ball will go over to Arkadelphia.
Like to see the finish to the end here. Arkadelphia playing this thing out. Nice hand from the home faithful here as Lady Panthers are going to pick up a win here, 70-55.
Well, that is the final score. Take a look at as we figure up the scoring leaders for Arkadelphia. Looks like Reagan Harris had 6 in the fourth quarter to finish with 12 points. T.T. Tate and Taylor Altman each with 11. Zalea Jackson with 8. Katie Gentry with 6. And Maya Green with 4. 3 points for Janiyah McKillian. Shayla Doss and Denasia Robinson were the stories of the night for Magnolia, as Robinson's 14 points just in the third quarter, combined with 8 from Doss in that same third quarter. 26-point third quarter for Magnolia, and that part we talked about in that stretch during the third quarter is what really set this one away, or put this one away for Magnolia.
Yeah, 2 players just really put the team on their back, and that was Shayla Ross and Robinson. You know, Robinson finished with 22. Doss finished with 26. 44 of their whatever it was, 60 plus points.
70, so 70.
Yeah, 70 points. So yeah, 2 really quick ball handlers going to the basket. It's exactly what Coach Klein knew. They stopped them in the first half, just couldn't get it done in the second.
Your final score, Magnolia 70, Arkadelphia 55. It is the conference opener. Arkadelphia falls to 0-1. Magnolia moves to 1-0. We'll take a break. We've got about 10 minutes before the start of the boys' game. We'll keep the stream live, and you'll get to watch the Badgers warm up. And we'll be back with the boys' game, the Badgers and the Panthers. The 4A7 conference opener from Panther Arena. Thanks for tuning in to Arkadelphia Lady Badger basketball. Badgers and Panthers up next from Magnolia.